Hello, this is Leslie, the host of the Why Not Today podcast. I just thought I would share today the story of Flat Pat or the Flat Pat logo. So, all the Why Not Today logo and everything has this Flat Pat, as we call it, logo. I have the tattoo on my wrists. My siblings have it. My niece and nephew have it. But where did it come from? So, my dad, the night he graduated from high school, got in a severe car accident and lost the sight of his eye and wore an eye patch my whole life. And he had a handlebar mustache. So he'd sign everything with the eye patch and handlebar mustache. That's what his business card showed. And so that was kind of his symbol and that was his logo. And he shared it with everybody. So when he passed away, although he'd been sick for several years, he had had a stroke and had issues, and then finally had lung cancer. He did pass away very suddenly. He had a normal day, went to the dentist. It was his birthday, had dinner, wasn't feeling well, and we went to bed. My mom went to give him some Advil and turned back around and he was gone. And it was that fast. So of course, when we lose somebody we care about, we always do the we should have, we could have, why didn't we? And my mom was like, he wanted to do this and we want to do that, and we didn't get to do that. And so somebody said, well, we can take his ashes and spread them. Well, we're Catholic, and the Catholic Church asks that we bury ashes together and not spread them. And so my brother said, why don't we do Flat Pat? So the kids in school, a lot of kids do this thing called Flat Stanley. And so they take this paper doll called Stanley. And I know in my very first episode of the podcast, I called him Thomas, but it's Stanley. And they take Flat Stanley, send it to relatives and friends, and come take pictures of Flat Stanley, all these other places. So we said, why don't we have Flat Pat? So that's where Flat Pat came from. And so this logo went all over. So it was in this written in the sand, in the snow on a ski slope. It was in Italy with leaves making the logo. Somebody made it into a pumpkin. It went to the Great Wall of China. It went to Egypt. It went to Notre Dame. It went to a winery. We just gave Flat Pat to everybody we know, and they took it all over. And we just had a picture, and people would take a picture with Flat Pat. And now Flat Pat can go all kinds of places with the Why Not Today logo. Probably one of my favorite stories of the Why Not Today t-shirt and logo and how it's traveled is my dad's best friend, I guess, from high school. We knew him when we lived in California, but through the years he did pass away, and I connected with his son on social media, and he saw the Flat Pat stuff and the logo, and had the merchandise, and he's like, I want a t-shirt. I'm like, do you know what the logo is? He's like, of course. He said, I have fond memories of your dad and my dad sitting by the pool sharing stories. And so it's fun. He texts me during holidays and says hello, but he was in Hawaii one time and sent a picture of him wearing his Flat Pat t-shirt, or his Why Not Today t-shirt, which is really cool. So I want to start a movement with the Why Not Today merchandise, and let's do some Flat Pat sightings and wear your Why Not Today shirt and share, or your cup, and share where you are. I had a friend of mine the other day that sent a picture of her in Dominican Republic with her Why Not Today cup. So I have Why Not Today cups. We have Why Not Today t-shirts if you're watching this and not just listening to it, and lots of other things, vinyls for your car, stickers. So let's start a Why Not Today movement, encouraging people to say Why Not Today and honor Patrick Kane and Flat Pat. So that's the story of Flat Pat. And remember, say Why Not Today.